In this session, we will be talking about microfinance as an alternative funding model. We hope that by the end of this session, the goal is to enable us to learn how to set up and run a microfinance entity to generate alternative revenue streams. We hope that by the end of this course, we will understand the basics of microfinance, know how to develop and run a microfinance program, create an organizational action plan for implementation within our organizations if we find this suitable to accompany us raise more funds in our organizations. It is worth mentioning that several organizations in different countries across the region have already made use of microfinance as an approach to raise financial resources that they need. One key thing that underlines their success is accountability and effective financial management. And we hope that as you explore this model to incorporate it within the scope of your work to raise financial resources, you will strengthen your financial accountability and put in place robust mechanisms to manage your financial resources. In this session, we will be examining the key features of microfinance. We will be exploring the benefits of microfinance to civil society organizations. We will be looking at the potential users of microfinance as a funding stream, and we'll be exploring the benefits of integrating a microfinance model in our work, and we'll explore some of the challenges associated with integrating a microfinance model in the scope of our fundraising approach. Some of the key features that go with microfinance is that it constitutes the provision of small loans with low interest rates to low-income individuals who don't have access to financial services and to create or develop their businesses. A key benefit of microfinance is that it is accessible to beneficiaries compared to traditional sources of funding, such as banks. Potential users of microfinance include humanitarian organizations whose projects target low-income people in urban and or rural settings. It can also be made use of by community-based organizations that work directly with communities in different countries. Some benefits of integrating a microfinance model in the scope of raising funds for organizations include: one, it increases active contributors to our funding stream. Two, it gives access to unrestricted funding. Three, it is relatively accessible to beneficiaries compared to traditional sources of funding, such as bank loan facilities and funding from donors. Some key challenges that you need to take into consideration if you're considering making use of the microfinance model include: maintaining the pace of growth can be a source of challenge. There is a potential failure to meet expectations of clients. The internal and external governance issues associated with operating a microfinance institution. Poor loan recovery rate can collapse the scheme. So it is important to factor all these possible challenges and see how you design mitigation strategies for each of them even before engaging into the microfinance funding model approach. once again, as a community-based organization, a humanitarian organization, an organization that works with deprived, vulnerable communities, it is important to see how you can tailor this knowledge within the scope of your practice, apply it, test it over a given period, and see what lessons you've learned, what gains you've made, and see if you should continue exploring this. You can take the survey, the post-session assessment, give us your feedback so we get to know how well you've learned, what you've learned, and how relevant this is for your work. Thank you very much.